Y'all asked for it, and we're gonna try this again. Because last season I gave these girls 3 episodes, and they just didn't do it for me. So we're gonna try this again for the second time. Let's get into it. What's going on, y'all? This be your boy Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a review of the season premiere of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City Season 2. As you guys already know, the show aired last November, this past November. I reviewed it for a short time, but I just wasn't feeling it no more, and I dropped it in mid-season. But it seems like after I dropped it, when we were doing the panel, I remember Jamie saying it was good, Bundy saying it was good, Terrence, all of them were saying that it was good. You know what I mean? But I never did go back to watch it. So with everything that's going on with Jen Shah, her getting arrested and all this other stuff, I said, you know what, I just might tune in, but I don't know if I want to do a review on it. And then I know that I've already missed an opportunity to do reviews on Beverly Hills because people have been coming to me straight up saying you should have been reviewing Beverly Hills this season. And I really don't be watching Beverly Hills like that. I try, but it just doesn't tickle my fancy at all. And plus I can't stand Val Richards. I can't stand her, so I try to stay away from that show. But however, we're here for Salt Lake City. Now we open up with the season opener where the women are about to go on the bus ride, and Jen Shah is getting arrested. And I'm just like, oh, bitch, they pulling out all the stops for this shit. Oh, yes, we're going to be watching it. So let's get into the review. So, we open this up with Jen and Lisa. 2 people that I could care less about. I guess this is Jen's new home. And she gives Lisa a walkthrough. And then Lisa's pretty much, very much so mesmerized by Jen's new closet. It was an extra bedroom that she turned into a closet. Very nice. I ain't gonna lie. It is a nice closet. So after all of that, they go downstairs, sit down, have some snacks or whatnot, and Jen reveals that her and Sharif almost got a divorce, okay? They was going through a lot of things after 26 years of being married. They never once ever thought about the D word, but apparently Sharif felt like he was not influencing her in the best way, and he felt like they needed to be apart. Jen thought that her life was over, and she thought that it was over with for her kids as well. She wanted to fight for her marriage after all this time, and she just feels like ain't nobody else gonna deal with her crazy ass shit but him. So she fought to keep her marriage where it is. They went to therapy and all that stuff, and now they're in a much better place than what they was in before. So then they started talking about Lisa being in the middle of Jen and Meredith. Lisa feels as though Heather and Whitney did some deplorable things to her, but yet Meredith still hangs out with Whitney and Heather. But yet Meredith has an issue with Lisa hanging out with Jen, and she thinks that it's a bit hypocritical. Sounds like it is to me, and I don't even like Lisa. So Heather and Meredith, they have a conversation, and they discuss Seth. Meredith was having issues with Seth as well, having marital issues. Last season she asked for some space, and he was willing to give it to her. Now they're in a much better place, and now they are working on their marriage. Heather does not know what's going to happen with Ashley. Her teenage years are pretty much up, and she doesn't know what she wants to do as far as, what she gonna do after high school, what college she gonna go to. And all of Ashley's friends have graduated high school, and now they're going to a community college, and now Ashley don't know what the hell she want to do. It is tough after high school to figure out what you want to do, but I knew what I wanted to do. I went to school for journalism, so I knew exactly what I wanted to do, but the school I wanted to go to, I just did not know where I wanted to go. And I didn't realize where I wanted to go before I went to a community college. So, child, it's always a difficult thing. So now Whitney is partying with her stepkids. And what's really funny about that is that she is around the same age as all her damn stepkids. So they're really not her stepkids. They're really just her best friends. It just so happen to be her husband's children, pretty much. Because, her husband about, 20-some years older than her. So, yeah. But she's talking about her skin regime and all this other stuff that she's trying to do. She doesn't want to be dependent on a man, and by her growing up Mormon, she was raised to let the man be the provider, but she ain't trying to do that. And she sees that her stepkids, or best friends rather, see that she's trying to do her own thing and live up to her own expectations and not really focus on, getting money from a man. I can respect that. But what was so funny to me is when she kept on dropping that damn cake. She dropped that damn cake maybe 3 damn times and still tried to serve it. That shit was so fucking funny. I like, girl, really? You gonna drop that cake that many times? Okay. Then we get into Mary's podcast. I know it's not supposed to be funny because she's talking about God and everything else, but that shit was fucking funny. Kill me now, but it was fucking funny. So we meet the new girl, Jenny. Okay, and apparently Jenny and Lisa are friends. Their kids are best friends as well. And I think she came from Vietnam. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I could have sworn she said Vietnam. She came over to America at a very young age and all of that stuff. And you know, she met her husband here. They've been married for like 16 years. They got kids together, the whole nine. And she said when she first met her husband, you know, he had a body from the neck down, but that face was challenging, but she grew to love it. I'm just like, that bitch is way too fucking honest for me. I'm so tickled. So tickled. But they pretty much told, her and her husband told the story about everything that Jenny went through. And it was pretty interesting. It's very interesting to hear about her background and where she come from, you know. So Heather, Meredith, Mary, and Whitney, they have lunch together. They're in this little igloo type of thing having lunch. I thought that was very, very cute. I would love to have lunch or some shit like that. First off, we find out that Meredith lost her dad. And you know, Mary lost her dad. I think one of the other women lost their dads too, months prior to that. And you know, everybody's rallying around Meredith. You know, they're trying to make sure that she's okay and stuff like that. And you know, they've asked her, have she heard from Lisa? You know, she said she's talked to Lisa. Heather says that, you know, talks about her place with Jen and Lisa. She said she knows that her and Jen would never be friends, but she feels like her and Lisa can salvage a relationship. Then, you know, Meredith, you know, and Whitney was like, well, why would you want to be friends with Jen knowing that she treats you horribly? And you know, that was a very good question, because a lot of the times we know that people treat us like shit, but yet we still want to be friends with them. I don't understand. I try, because I did the same thing, but sometimes we are used to the bad behavior, so we accept it. In so many words, you know what I'm saying? So I guess then, you know, Meredith brings up Jen's homophobic remarks towards Brooks. She really can't get past that, which no mother would. I know if it was my mama, she'll be ready to beat Jen ass for talking about me, making homophobic statements about me, and I'm 32 years old and she'll still do it. So yeah, I totally understand that. But you know, Whitney says if Jen did the same thing to Lisa, and you still remained friends with Jen, how would you think Lisa would feel about that? And I think that Lisa would not be here for it, but at the same time, you really can't tell nobody who they can and can't be friends with. If she want to be friends with Lisa, she can. Just like if Meredith want to be friends with Heather and Whitney, despite their issues with Lisa, then she can. Y'all are both being friends with folks who don't like the other one of y'all. So you can't dictate her, and she can't dictate you. Be friends with the fuck you want to be friends with. Just know that there's a fine line. There's a thin line, and you got to make sure you make that shit clear to other people, and don't discuss one with another group of friends that don't fuck with her, and vice versa. That's how I feel. So Lisa comes over to Meredith's house. You know what I mean? And Meredith tells Lisa about the lunch that she had with Heather, Whitney, and Mary. And then you know, they start talking about Jen and Meredith's issues or whatnot. And you know, Lisa is in the middle. It's not a good thing to be in the middle, but Meredith is still hurt by Jen and her remarks about her son. And that's pretty. She says it's not really about me. She don't owe me no apology. She owe my family the apology. And that's just really the truth. But Lisa got to stop forcing this shit. Just like, I don't know if Meredith is trying to force Lisa to be friends with Heather and Jen or not. No, is it Heather and Whitney or not? But Lisa cannot force Meredith to be friends with Jen after what has happened. You can't do that, period. It's just no way. But to be honest, y'all, that was pretty much tonight's episode of Salt Lake City. You know, it opened up strong, but but I don't know if it's because I've been on the road all day and I done got sleepy. But we're gonna still try to give this show a shot. You know, we're gonna give it a shot. You know, it just really depends on the viewership too. Because if y'all ain't watching it, I ain't finna keep reviewing it if y'all not watching it. You know what I'm saying? So that's it on that. And be on the lookout for Love and Marriage Huntsville. That will be the next recap y'all see. And I'll see y'all later for Whether You Like It or Not panel, as well as my Love and Hip Hop Miami review. And I'm out here, y'all. Until my next video, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.
We can always find our way to a fun moment, even in the shady bunch.